urination. I've heard it all, and we can treat it all. All right, so you might have heard me on Highway to Health, the radio show. The perimenopause and menopause formulas are obviously available. Here's what they are. Perimenopause means you're still cycling. Menopause, a year, no more, okay? But let's take care of these symptoms while you're building your foundation, okay? So Rhodiola is in the perimenopause formula. It is one of my favorite adaptogenic herbs. One of the reasons it's so sustainable, you cut it down, it grows back. You cut it down, it grows back. You cut it down, it grows back, all right? It has been shown clinically effective to reduce fatigue, increase mental energy, and honestly, a lot of studies have been coming out that helps relieve depression and improve resistance to emotional stress. I call this my fuse lengthener, okay? Rhodiola is such an amazing, amazing plant. I heard a story of somebody who had rhodiola-infused vodka, and I'm like, that is a prescription. Oh my gosh, that needs a lot of refills. Do that, and you have 2,800 refills. But that is an ingredient in the perimenopause formula, and it's an ingredient that I use all the time for a lot of different other things. Chaste-tree's Vitex, okay? Chaste-tree actually has the ability, if you look at our equation, hey, where's that progesterone going? Why is estrogen, sort of more dominant? Chaste-tree has the ability to increase progesterone naturally, working on the higher brain centers, the hypothalamus pituitary, okay? So sure, there's a lot of these progesterone creams, and guess what? Bioidentical hormones are by far safer than any synthetic that you'll ever put your hands on. But progesterone cream is obviously, you can get it over the counter, you don't need a prescription. You have to be careful, because just like everything else, this is a balance. And I have seen women that have been on progesterone cream for a long, long time, and at first, something works, right? And then guess what? Symptoms start to come back, and you know us, more is better. There's like progesterone mousse. They're using it everywhere, toothbrush, everything. Okay, it's not. It is starting to affect the thyroid. It's starting to affect the adrenal. We've got to be in balance. And so estrogen cream, very viable tool. This is something that you can use for a long period of time, and over time, especially in the onset of symptoms, it can really, really start to help calm your symptoms down, especially those symptoms of estrogen dominance, weight gain, hot flashes, night sweats, irritability, mood swings, and sleeplessness. Now, this double-blind placebo-controlled study, which it's so weird, they're the gold standard, of course, when you do research, but it also assumes a homogenized sample, which is each and every one of you are so different, and so is our biochemistry. So it is the weirdest thing I've ever seen, I think ever. But there's this huge study that was done on ginseng, and it's the type of ginseng that's actually in the product. Postmenopausal women showed overall symptom relief and improvement in mood and well-being. I love that statement. Overall symptom relief and improvement in mood and well-being. If you can do anything to improve somebody's mood and well-being, it just helps make the world go round a lot better, right? Green tea, I cannot say enough about the studies and the research that come out on green tea. I have green tea in my smoothie every day. It's just, I have it in the raw matcha form. From a weight loss perspective, from a protective antioxidant perspective, from an anti-inflammatory perspective, it's just amazing, and it deserves to be in there. Black cohosh, around forever, we've been using it. I think it's the best studied and most widely used ingredient for those vasomotor symptoms of hot flashes and night sweats. Has anybody ever had, does anybody know what a hot flash is? No, do you know what it is? What happens? One of the best definitions I've ever heard is, it's my inner child playing with matches. Just think about it that way. But they're uncomfortable, and the biggest thing, quality of life plummets if you can't sleep, all right? And then everything else gets worse. And so we used to think that black cohosh was a phytoestrogen. It is not. So phyto, once again, meaning plant. And phytoestrogens, by the way, are our body's hormones like estriol, estradiol, testosterone. They're steroidal. They're steroid hormones. They come from cholesterol, okay? Plant medicines, phyto, they're phenolic. They're an entire chemically compounded different, right? And then they don't have the strength. So they can be used as adaptogens effectively to offer a little bit of estrogenic, perhaps, activity if you need it, and then also to block stronger estrogens. So they're fine. But this is so cool. This is what black cohosh does. And that's in both of these products. It acts like estrogen in the brain, bone, and vaginal tissue. That's what we want. We want the brain, bone, and vaginal tissue to have that. But it does not promote that proliferation. We don't want that in the breast or the uterine tissue. Okay? Very, very, very supportive ingredient for these symptoms associated with. Okay, that's how we have to talk about menopause and perimenopause. Hot flashes, night sweats, sleep disturbances, and then it's even been proven safe amongst breast cancer lines. Okay, so that's huge. So a lot of women with breast cancer can't take hormones. So let's say that they've had surgery or they've had uterine cancer or ovarian cancer, and they can't take hormones because it's too provocative. But you're going through a very symptomatic time. Safe. All right, and so you can use it safely. Now, sleep. All right, how many people have a hard time sleeping? Right. And it doesn't, this is the best parasympathetic activity there is out there. Absolutely. Now, and it's not just getting to sleep, it is staying to sleep. And so I asked Dave today, there's a blend, a proprietary blend, and there's two reasons that I see why people aren't sleeping. One, you're wired, but what else? Sorry. One, you're tired, but what else? Okay, thank you. So you're tired, you get done from the day, but your brain doesn't shut off, right? Two, okay, going to sleep is not a problem. You can almost probably do it in the car on the way home, right? Or on the couch at the end of the day. But so you go to sleep just fine, but what happens next? About 4 to 5 hours later, and you wake up, but it's not just to, right, turn over and grab a new position. Eyes are dilated, heart's pounding, can't get back to sleep. Both of those I equate into something called inappropriate nocturnal cortisol spikes. Don't have to remember that. Cortisol, as we talked about earlier, is your stress hormone, but guess what? It also sets your circadian rhythm, your sleep-wake cycle. So if it's off, yelling at your teenager because he didn't clean his room, or getting upset because you missed the parking spot, or everything else that we're doing that just really burdens us, it is not creating that rhythm of being awake during the day and then allowing yourself to go to sleep at night, and then guess what? It elevates and you're awake during the day. And then I go out backpacking every single year, and every single year that I do it, like I went into the Three Sisters area in Sisters, Oregon. 4 or 5 days just to pack on my back, nothing else. And I was like, oh, well, first of all, I forgot we had stars. That's fun. And then second of all, it's like there's my circadian rhythm. I go to sleep at night. I wake up in the morning. I go to sleep. You're away from all these electromagnetic fields, these artificial lights. It's just amazing. And we just don't get it anymore. So there is this product called Sleep Tonight. And the tagline is put your stress to rest. And it was all manufactured and it was designed to keep your cortisol exactly where it's supposed to be, and that's low at night, okay? It's called Sleep Tonight, so it makes sense. And it's very, very effective. Okay, so the real challenge facing women's health, well, there's a lot of them. But I want to work together and do simply what Dave talked about at the beginning of the lecture. And you do what's right for you, all right? But make sure you can use your own mind. You can go, and I do have all of those little buttons on my website, Twitter and Facebook, my radio show and Radio MD, my YouTube channel. Everything's kind of being updated right now. But I want you to come in and join the conversation. Like, I want us to all have healthy conversations so we can elevate the conversations. And we can learn from each other about what's working and what's not. And I don't have to worry about you going astray because you got this guy and his stores. But listen, thank you very, very much for being here tonight. It is gorgeous out there, so I hope you have some time to go out and enjoy it. And I really appreciate your attention, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you.
You still got your seatbelt on? Thank you, Dr. Holly, for the great information this evening. Do we have time for maybe one or two questions, just briefly? Okay. Anybody have anything burning that she didn't address already? Oh, good. Hey, this is great. I know she has to leave here fairly soon, so I'm going to let her go outside and go ahead and